Nothing you do with your chest burns fat off your chest. Not push-ups, not flies, not 100 reps on the machine everybody fights over at 6 in the evening. That's not an opinion. That's just how fat works. And most guys are training like the fat is listening. It isn't. Here's where it gets strange. Two men can have the exact same chest, look identical in a shirt, and be dealing with completely different things. One has fat sitting on top of the muscle. That responds to training and food. That moves. The other has actual glandular tissue underneath, a firm little disc behind the nipple that no set of anything is ever going to touch. And the part almost nobody says out loud is this. Even in that second case, even when a surgeon is technically the only person who can remove that tissue, you can still change how that chest reads to the human eye. Dramatically. Not by shrinking anything, by reshaping everything around it. Which brings me to the mistake. And it stings, because the guys making it are usually the ones training hardest. They're building the wrong half of their chest. Think about it. Dips, decline press, machine press. Every rep pushing down and away from you. What are you adding? Mass, low, directly underneath the thing you're trying to flatten. Plastic surgeons write about this because they see the aftermath. Men who trained seriously for 2 years and made the shelf more pronounced because you cannot hide something by building a bigger shelf beneath it. You pushed it forward, then you assumed you needed more chest work. So what happens if you go the exact opposite direction? You build the top instead, the fibers running along your collarbone. When that fills in, something almost optical happens. The chest lifts, the line goes tight. Tissue that used to hang forward now sits under muscle pulling up and in, and the whole shape of you changes without a single gram of fat leaving your body. Same fat, different chest. But it only works if fat is also going somewhere, and you don't get to aim it. Your body burns fat the way a bank moves money, from wherever it feels like that week. You cannot point at your chest and ask it to go first. So we cheat, not with an exercise, with leverage. Squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, big lifts that drag half your skeleton into the fight. The more muscle you switch on, the longer your body stays expensive to run. You leave the gym and the bill keeps arriving for the next day and a half. But for you specifically, there's a second thing happening, and it matters more than the calories. Load your legs and back hard enough and testosterone climbs within minutes of the last rep. Researchers have watched it jump from around 16 up past 21 nanomoles per liter before the guy finished his water bottle. Curls don't do that. Nothing small does that. Now, why would a hormone floating in your blood have anything to do with the shape of your chest? Because fat isn't a storage bag. Fat is an organ. It carries an enzyme called aromatase, and aromatase has one job. It takes testosterone and turns it into estrogen. More fat, more conversion. Less testosterone, more estrogen. And estrogen decides where the next deposit gets parked. It parks it in your chest, which means the fat that's already there is quietly manufacturing more of itself while you sleep. So how do you break that loop with 4 exercises? It starts with the lift everybody does, and almost nobody sets up correctly. They once wired men up to sensors and ran them through 9 chest exercises to see what the muscle was doing instead of what it felt like it was doing. Barbell bench came out as the benchmark. Pec deck landed just under it. Cable crossovers close behind. Interesting. Not the useful part. The useful part came when they started tilting the bench, because the angle decides which fibers do the work, and the bench in your gym, the one somebody left cranked up on the second notch, is sending most of that load into your front delts. You feel a burn. Your shoulders take it home. Your upper chest never showed up. So, incline dumbbell press, 30 degrees, not 45. That extra tilt is exactly where your shoulders steal it from you. Dumbbells instead of the bar. And here's why. A bar stops on your chest. Dumbbells keep going. You get depth at the bottom a straight bar physically cannot allow. And at the top, you can bring your hands toward each other and squeeze something a bar will never let you squeeze. Plus, your weak side has nowhere to hide behind your strong one. Feet flat. Dumbbells at shoulder height, palms forward. Pin your upper back into the pad and pull your shoulder blades back and down, like you're trapping a pencil between them. That isn't a detail. That is the exercise. Press up until your arms lock, weights drifting slightly together so they almost touch. Then lower for 2 full seconds. Slow. Feel it spread across the top of your chest. Elbows drop just below your torso. Drive back up in 1. 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps, 90 seconds rest. Wait? Pick something where reps 9 and 10 are ugly but honest. 1 more in the tank, not 4. Your ego doesn't have pecs. And the next exercise isn't a chest exercise at all. It's a deadlift, which sounds like a mistake until you remember the loop. Nothing you do with a dumbbell moves your hormones the way pulling a loaded bar off the floor does. Roughly 30% more testosterone within 5 minutes of finishing. Big muscle, heavy load, whole body under stress. Then you go home and keep burning through the evening at a higher rate than a normal day. You're on the couch doing nothing. You're still paying it off. But you can genuinely hurt yourself doing this badly, so listen. Bar over the middle of your foot, not your toes. Feet about hip width. Grip just outside your legs, both palms facing you, or 1 over 1 under once the weight gets serious. Chest up, shoulders back, hips higher than your knees, lower than your shoulders. Back flat, never rounded. Breathe in. Brace like somebody is about to punch you in the stomach. Drive your heels through the floor and stand up in one piece. The bar stays glued to you the whole way. It should almost scrape your shins. If it drifts away, your lower back is paying for that. At the top, just stand tall. Don't lean backwards, nobody is watching. 3 sets of 5 to 7. 2 to 3 minutes rest and take all of it. Never deadlifted? Empty bar. I'm serious. Most men find their feet somewhere around 95 to 135 pounds once the shape is there. And the day your lower back rounds is the day the weight was too heavy, whatever the plates say. Now the third movement does something dumbbells physically cannot. Gravity won't allow it. Low to high cable crossover. Look at the direction your upper chest fibers actually run, not up and down, diagonally from the shoulder inward toward the middle of your chest. A dumbbell only ever pulls one direction, down. Gravity isn't negotiable, and it doesn't care about the angle of your fibers. A cable pulls from wherever you put it, so for the first time you can load that muscle along the exact line it wants to shorten. Both handles at the bottom. Step forward until there's tension before you've moved anything. Stagger your feet. Lean slightly into it. Sweep both hands up and in, like you're hugging somebody standing on a chair. Hands meet in front of your collarbone. And this is where most guys throw the whole exercise away. Don't release. Squeeze. 1 full second, like you're cracking a walnut between your pecs. That second is the exercise. Everything before it was travel. Then 2 full seconds letting it back down. Arms spread wide, drifting slightly behind you until you feel the stretch across the top. 3 sets of 15 to 20, 60 seconds rest. Can't feel it? Too heavy. Nobody in history has been impressed by a cable crossover. And the last movement doesn't touch your chest at all. It might change how it looks fastest, because a lot of what you're seeing in the mirror isn't fat, it's posture. Sit at a desk 9 hours a day for 10 years. Shoulders creep forward, chest gets tight and short. The muscles across your upper back forget they were ever hired. Your torso folds in on itself, and whatever sits on your chest folds with it. It hangs instead of resting. Stand a man like that in front of a mirror and physically pull his shoulders back with your hands. Nothing was lost. Nothing was burned. It simply stopped drooping. That's what face pulls by you. Rope attachment. Cable at upper chest height or a touch above. Palms facing each other. Step back until your arms are straight and the stack is already lifted. Pull toward your face. As it arrives, tear the 2 ends apart so the rope splits around your head, like you're dragging it behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades and hold 1 second. Think elbows, not hands. If your hands are pulling, your upper back is asleep. 4 sets, 15 to 20, 60 seconds rest. Run all 4 twice a week. 2 clear days between sessions, because your chest doesn't grow while you train it. It grows while you ignore it. But none of this matters if you get the next part wrong. You can run this workout perfectly and still look worse. Eat in a surplus, and all you've built is a brand new shelf of muscle under the same fat, sitting further forward than the day you started. So you sit 300 to 500 calories under maintenance, not 1,000. Small enough to hold for months, because months is the time frame, and protein around 0.8 to 1 gram per pound. That decides whether the weight you lose comes off your chest or off the muscle holding it up. Then every week it has to get harder. 1 more rep, 5 more pounds. Your body has 0 reason to change if this week cost it what last week did. Take the photo now. Arms down, no flexing, no clever lighting. You'll hate it. Nobody ever catches themselves changing. That's the strange part. The guys who fix it never remember the week it happened. They just look up one morning in a shirt that used to sit differently, and now it's just a shirt.